What? He's... Oh, seriously? Ignoring that for now. Good day, guys. So here I am for episode 6, chilling on the wall with Chairforce, who's finally been pacified at the end of last episode, which was great to see. I've got a few things planned for this week, so we'll see how we go. But I want to keep working on this area, but I also want to get started on my brain cell, which I'll explain in a little while. But first, I want to... we'll leave him here. But first, I've got myself ready, set up. I want to make a jukebox, but use my first diamond. I haven't used a single diamond so far using villager trading. I haven't got that in there. It's over here. Using the villager trading, I haven't actually made any diamond tools or anything. So this is my first diamond, which unfortunately using it doesn't actually give you an achievement, but I'm pretty happy with that. But I've got a little collection of music discs. I haven't actually heard the new one. I don't know how I feel about that. I definitely prefer the other side. But we'll bring those with us because I want to use those a bit later on. Okay, so here I am where my main base is going to be. I'm going to start setting it up today, and I figured I'd bring along some music so that we can listen to something, but it's going to be out there sort of just off so that I feel like it's kind of in the middle of this loop of islands. You can see just over there, they're sort of peeking through the fog. Maybe I need to change up my render distance. Ooh, portal. But yeah, so at the moment I've got my temporary nether portal. Eventually I'll build an actual room for it, but boom, let's get started on some building. Okay, after some quick time lapses, we've now got this, which is our central module of the brain cell, and I've sort of gone through and outlined the farms that I want to do with each of these lanterns. So there's actually 3 rows. This side you can only really see 1, that side 2, but essentially I've sort of gone through and just given myself a preliminary plan for what farms I want to do. Hopefully most of them in this base. So currently I've said emerald farm because I've got the emerald traders. I count that. There's, like, I guess you can say a raid farm, which I do want to do eventually, but for now I've got all the emeralds I need. But I'm really stoked with this. I think it, for a central little hub area, I'm quite happy because I want to go out in both directions, and I've sort of started to plan how I've got that design, which I'm quite happy with, this sort of fiddling around with different blocks and everything. But I'm stoked with how the lanterns came through, because in the past I've tried, and when they're right next to each other, you can't really see too obviously which one's on, but having the tinted glass there to block out the excess light, I think it just makes it so much cleaner which ones are on, which I'm stoked with. And so the way I've designed this is there's this little area here which I need to actually put in these blocks here so I don't fall down and join some of those iron golems, but you throw items in there, and I've set it up. What I've worked out is that it's 20 items, and if we fly around, those items come through along here, up here, and they flow over these item sorters. So are any of these ones on? Nope. But there we go. So once 20 items go, or 21 in really go in, then that'll turn on that one lantern. So I can go through, and once I be able to farm, I can throw in 20 of those items, and it will turn it on. If you have any ideas of how to make sure like I don't accidentally power 2, so if I think it's 30 items, we'll actually power 2 of these. But I'd love to hear it, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with that as a basic thing, and it's functioning as is. We got our iron lit up. We've got 2 iron farms. I thought I finally got these guys. We'll deal with that later. But yeah, so we got 2 iron farms, one down here and one over back at our first base. But yeah, so the plan is that I definitely need to get a couple more farms designed and added on. But before we do that, I'm going to jump into another build. And just to confuse everyone, I've changed my skin. So there we go. Trying to be, I guess, look a little bit more like me. I've had a polar bear skin for a while, so I figured, hey, I'll look a little bit more human. So on that note, let's get building. Okay, so now we've built in this monstrosity, which, as you can see from the middle here, it's a brewing station. So I designed this myself. Essentially, I've got 4 pre-programs that you can select with each of these levers, and the light will come on telling you which one you've got, and I'll put an item frame on each one once I've actually got all the ingredients in. But essentially the way it works is flicking the lever sends a signal down, triggering different blocks to move in between each dropper. If you want to actually set it off, you press that button there, which probably isn't really going to work, but there we go. So we got 2. Okay, that ain't quite right. But yeah, so that will go in. This drains out of the hopper as a timer, so we know that it's going to be long enough to actually make the potions. And nothing's actually selected anyway, but there's no ingredients, but essentially a signal is sent through down here, sends a signal up, so 1 item is sent through to make each potion. Input on either side is our blaze powder and our water bottles, and they'll be in there, and hopefully once this is all finished, which will be, is exactly how long it takes to make a full invisibility potion, which is 4 ingredients. That'll then reset, clear, and then once it's ready to go again, that light switches back on. So essentially, you know what you're making, currently nothing, because there's no ingredients in there anyway, and you know if it's ready to take an input or not. So obviously I need to strip out some of this stuff, because we're not going to have glass, and we are going to cover this all up and have a wall come up here. But there we go, it's ready to go again basically, which I haven't quite got this timing right, so I think this is ready just slightly before it actually is, which is a bit frustrating, but we didn't do that. Whoops. Let's slap those into there, and let's try it again. Okay, and now we're working. So I just had to make sure that this was loaded up with at least 3, and that there was a redstone dust there and on here as well, which has left me with 1 yellow terracotta that I'm just not sure where it was supposed to go. So that's a little bit confusing, but I guess I've got some savings. But all in all, it works now, so it's ready to have ingredients put in, and we can actually start brewing potions, which will mean that we can have Night Eye. The ones that I use are Night Eye, Invisibility, Slow Falling, Night Eye, Invisibility, Slow Falling, and Weakness. And the weakness will be very useful for our villagers back at base. Whether or not I build another like smaller, just specifically weakness one at base and put a different one in here, I'm not too sure. But now it's ready to have a room put in here, which I'm going to have to design, and maybe we'll do next week or on stream. But I definitely want to start to get this a little bit cleaner so that it just doesn't stop. But this is very much how I plan on doing my base, where I'm going to have a whole lot of redstone behind and have everything in front looking nice and pretty, because I like how it looks and I don't really care about the outside because it's the inside that matters. And after sorting out some ingredients, here we go. We've got our night vision potions, slow falling potion, splash potion of weakness, which I accidentally used one on myself, and invisibility. So we've got those on here: slow falling, night vision, weakness, and invisibility, which we can select. What's that on? Let's turn that off, and we'll put it on invisibility so that we can make any potions that we want, as long as we've got the ingredients. And we're quite low on just about everything, so we'll have to sort that out later. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's once we get that decorated, it will be looking pretty good, and we've even got this middle module all looking quite pretty, which I'm quite happy with, and we're getting tons and tons of iron. So I've been quite productive this week, and I'm definitely going to need to go down deep and get some more redstone, so maybe I'll do some exploring because I haven't done any in this area yet. But thanks for watching, and if you like what I'm doing, say hi, let me know any feedback, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.